Are they?
Run.
I believe so.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. We're just not going to touch the ball.
I'll just stay here.
I think it's in tight enough now where it shouldn't come out.
So welcome back. And one thing we missed during the technical difficulties there was a second Titans touchdown, and they converted the extra point there as well. Durham are on the attack now, and that is a big pass caught deep, and he's through, but he gets caught, making up a 30 yard catch.
Yeah, I think that's Theo Hewitt into. That's a big play.
I believe he was brought down by number 13. The man with no name.
Yes, FJ.
Fairy Jane.
Yeah, but we are back, and we're back. We've addressed the technical difficulties. The main issue was the off button on the iPhone, which shuts off the stream, and we don't want a password on the iPhone.
We're all thinking it. Steve Jobs. What are you at?
We had a minor issue as well because we were trying to find the guy whose iPhone it is. Someone had the bright idea of ringing his phone, which we have, and he doesn't. So
attempted a run there, but ran straight into traffic, brought down for a 1 yard loss.
Yeah, but we're back now. So yeah, there was a short touchdown run up the middle for the Titans, and then Vikings got the ball back in that long pass, and then out in Manchester territory.
That Boris guy. Whew.
Yeah.
I always knew it was trouble, man. I always knew that Boris was trouble. Yeah. We've put fresh, bright-eyed Peter Kennedy to see if we can deal with him. But we'll see how the tight end manages.
Ball drops back, unloads, overthrown and underthrown at the same time.
Incomplete.
I'm not sure if he was looking for Matt Wilson or if he's looking for a big tight end. Either way, I didn't find him.
Ended up finding the space in between.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is no one hand, one bounce.
Both a disappointing movie and a disappointing pass to have in a football match.
Yeah, so not an ideal start for the Vikings, who, having seen the scoreline Manchester had against Coventry, would have been hoping for a close game here, and then we've had two early touchdowns which have sort of slapped them across the face.
The Vikings, famously a slow starting team, we'll see how they do to come back from this.
Oh, it's picked.
Goes to the corner. It is not picked, but it is incomplete in the corner there. Again, it's number 11.
Yeah.
Number 11 being Connor Green. Oh no. Number 0. Oh, it's a 0. Sorry, it's Josh Balella.
Oh. There you go.
They're locking up the receiver.
Yeah, we've got Danny Crane out to attempt a field goal.
Field goal of 20, about 35 yards. He's coming up
so
here.
Into the wind. There's quite a strong breeze coming from the Premier Inn.
Someone has their air conditioning cranked up very, very high. Sorry for the wobbly stream, folks. It goes very wide. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Was it dinked at all, or?
If it looked like the hold was took a little bit long, maybe, so the ball might have been tilted. Either way, results in nil points and brings on the Titans offense. Yeah, brings on the Vikings offense. Not the Vikings offense, the Titans offense from the spot and the kick. So
again, about the Titans 36 yard line here.
Yeah.
A lot of ground to go, but by God, it can go.
Well, to be fair, that running back, their first touchdown,
had
quite a ways to go in the end zone and just said, I don't care. I'm just going to tightrope walk up the sideline, score.
Find that space.
And then go and have a drink on the sideline because it's boiling.
Ball goes up the middle. Oh, almost a one-handed catch from number 11 there.
Yeah, Connor Joyce in coverage, Victor over the top.
That is number 11, Connor Greenhall.
There we go.
Even the every name we've had has been a tough one for an Irish accent to get through. Like
Greenhalga.
Greenhall.
Yeah.
Greenhall.
We need Brad Temple. We need Brad Temple to do something. That's a nice easy one.
And Titans coming in after a decent gain, about 4 yards there.
Yeah, so it'll be third and about 6. Jonathan Marfisi, the punt return, is getting ready on the sideline. Vikings hoping they can get a stop here.
Staying warm. Very tight line here from Manchester. See what comes of it. And they come up. The receivers scatter. It goes to an open man, and it's a first. And he's going, and he's brought out at around the Vikings 40.
Yeah, they're choosing to go out of bounds himself there, avoiding a tackle of Victor. That's a first down, so Marfisi will not be entering the field of play for a return. I think they'll fancy themselves close enough to field goal range here with Lenkowski. Vikings defense going to have to force a turnover, I think.
So the pressure is on. We'll see how D works. Pass goes out to no one in particular.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication, I think. But I've been quite impressed with the Manchester quarterback so far. I believe it is Charlie Martin. He's had a couple.
Was that his first completion all day though?
Yeah, he's had a few throws. I think in the way he's throwing the ball, it's got a nice spiral on it.
It does.
I think that one there was a miscommunication. I think he might have thought it was an out, and the other guy thought he had something else. But
still, with some of these passes you're seeing, this Manchester offense, between those passes and the running back, making it look so hard and so easy, effortlessly making up, and still going fumble. It looked like the ball went out of bounds there.
Yeah, so I believe on the contact we had Matt Sarser and Victor Quas. Victor is shouting at him saying he needs to hold the ball.
Running back looking a little winded on the far line there.
Yeah, I mean,
but he's up
between two Vikings. Did drop the ball, did go out of bounds, so it's still Titans' ball. I think the refs are just discussing whether or not it went out beyond the first down marker and what it is.
Water coming out for both teams here, so clearly a stoppage in play.
Yeah, so they are moving the chain, so it is a first down. It did look like he got past it before the fumble occurred.
It looked like a knee went down and then the ball came out.
Yeah.
So maybe he fell on it and just winded himself doing that.
Yeah.
Any number of things could happen.
Yeah. He's been sniped by someone in the top third of the Premier League, plotting an assassination attempt on a Manchester Titans running back. It's a lot.
Stranger things have happened.
It is a lovely day here in Newcastle Airport. There's lots of people out in force watching the game. We've got people sat in the grass behind the goalpost. We've got people in the shade. That would be where Matt Wilson would be. Burns very easily.
Absolutely. I saw him taking a bath in a tub full of SPF Factor 50 this morning.
Yeah.
He came out glistening like a newborn.
Hopefully his hands aren't too slippery to catch the ball.
Well, what else are gloves? And we're lining it back up here. A new fullback is out for the Titans, so number 34 is off. Number 19, David Adebo.
He played here last. He played for
Vikings. Him and Boris.
No. He played for Titans here last year. I remember he had 2 touchdowns.
And a nice short pass, but smothered up by number 23 from the Vikings and brought down for about a 4 to 5 yard gain.
Yeah, met immediately on the catch point by Stretch. Drove him back, but forward progress will give him, looks like 4 yards? 5 yards. Referee not wanting a straight line. Second and 5.
I'm not sure if I had kids, I'd let them play American football.
We're getting onto this.
You see a lot of the injuries that come out. We've already had one so far today. We might see him later on. He was up and walking, but you never know. Would you let your kids play this sport?
I'm unsure. It's quite a brutal one, isn't it? I imagine Danny Crane's parents
and it's a run
when he
gave
goes
up the middle
for the gridiron.
He has not given up.
Well, not given up, but swapped out temporarily on days off. Because they're quite different, obviously. Badminton is a very high contact sport, whereas in American football the shuttlecock is never touched. So
there you go. No, I consider myself a good, I think I'd be a good parent. Flag football definitely be on. I mean, my dad was a good parent. People give my dad stick actually for being a bad parent. They say, he had 10 kids though, so it's a tough one to go.
Almost had a full offense.
It's a pass, it's up the middle, and he goes into contact at about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Connor Joyce is
a very solid game there.
But no, I think it's a good point because it's quite a barbaric sport. You get flag football, which is where a lot of the money and the funding is going now, because it's going to be in the Olympics. Now, I can't imagine how we're going to have a good turnout when we have to play against the Americans. But we might stand a chance if, we play like Swahili or something.
If Boris comes back to play for a real team.
Swaziland or something like that.
Oh, and it's a shovel pass. And taken down at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, so I imagine it's going to be a few run plays here.
They give my dad stick for being a bad parent, but he raised 10 kids. Sure, he started with 12, but I think that's hardly the point.
A decent success rate, you know what I mean? Like if you were a quarterback and you had that completion percentage, you'd be impressed, you know what I mean? That's NFL standard. Yeah.
If you were told by an angel or a ghost or someone or a genie, you'll get 5 kids. We'd all take that now, wouldn't we? It's a bit like how old do you want to be when you die? We'd all take 85 if we offered it, wouldn't we?
Yeah, you know what I mean, if it's like...
And pass comes out and it's swatted down.
Good job by Stretch there. Calls a PI from the Titans sideline are ignored by the side judge.
Mm-hmm.
He's very much happy with that play. And so is Matt Sarsa.
It did not look like he was that much on him. A good stretch of the arm into the way of the catch. Pretty textbook there.
Yeah.
Need to be a bit more careful on getting beaten on that line though. A ref on a different day might have caught that PI. And they come back. It is another pitch, but he drops it.
Oh, and he volleyed
it.
Oh, he's volleyed it to Victor. Well, you're not allowed to kick it.
And Victor taking a jog here.
There's some arguments here. Now, I'm under the impression, now I might be very wrong, I probably am. I feel like if you kick it, the ball's blown dead. So I think that's why they've blown it dead. I think so. But the Vikings are saying, well, you should have let us play. But I believe the rule is it has to be blown dead if it's kicked like that, because you're not allowed to kick it unless you're Danny Crane.
So, turning, I don't know, a bit of a nightmare scenario. That ball was being returned.
It was a good volley, though. You got it on the full.
Yeah, into stopping the play dead and potentially keeping the touchdown hopes alive on this drive.
Yeah. It's very, to be fair, it's a heads-up decision to just volley it. You know what I mean?
Legend has it, Boris Gavin's great ancestor, Grug, from the Croods, invented football. You can see the resemblance between them. Very Neolithic brow on that man.
I think what we're getting here is we're getting a conversation, because I think the refs are sort of trying to figure out what happens, because they're trying to figure out, is it just a dead ball there? Do the Vikings get the ball because they recovered it after it got kicked? Because it was like a live ball. Do we just... I have no idea. We're going to find out now, I hope.
It should just be lose some yards, surely.
I feel like it might just be the play's dead there and then there's a penalty.
Oh, we're about to have it from the refs here. Okay, it is a 4th down. They are considering an incomplete forward pass.
Now it did look
and
forward.
Then a delay of play for kicking the ball.
It was near enough lateral, but it did look slightly forward. So yeah, it would be an incomplete pass, which then rules out any issue with the kick, because the player's dead. He's just having a bit of a kickabout in between plays.
4th and 1, 2 yards to the end.
What's interesting is they've then called delay of game, which is not delay of game because he kicked it.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I feel like if they were calling delay of game after the referees had a huddle, that would be a bit unfair. But delay of game because of the kick makes sense. It's a bit like getting a yellow card in football when you boot the ball away after a free kick.
I'd say, all things considered, that's probably a very fair call out of that situation.
Well, Lankowski's out to kick.
Yeah, going for the... Oh, and they did lose a few yards. They got taken 5 yards back for that.
Yeah, for the delay of game. Still well within range for an amputee, never mind Alex Lankowski.
And it is good.
caught by the ball boy.
So, Titans 21, Vikings 0.
21. Is it 21? Yeah. 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, sideline, up the middle, and then that one just there.
That wasn't a touchdown.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
That was
Excuse me, gentlemen.
take off. Just add 2 back on.
There you go.
There we go. There we go,
Sorry,
mates.
folks.
I was confused. I was thinking, when did we get points from the kick or what? Yeah.
The commentary team is very hungover.
We're all very, very frazzled after the live stream went off. We were all devastated. But our Titans are going to kick off back to the Vikings. We've got, it looks like Jonathan Marfisi and is that Matt Wilson?
It is not. It's not number 8 for Vikings.
Nope.
And number 21.
No, it shouldn't be 21. We'll see in a second. I did a roster. Louis Anderson.
Louis Anderson.
If it's number 8, who I believe is new. Or new to me.
And the kick comes out, and it's going, and it's dead again.
Yeah, touchback.
He can sit there and do that all day, can he?
Yeah, so hit the sweet spot there. And it's going to be Vikings offense. Aaron Wall out to try and get a score on the board here late on in the first quarter, I'd have to imagine. Let's get to some comments. It's going to be hard to read because we've done 10 different live streams.
A wonderful set of helmets out here for the Vikings. We got Durham, we got Raiders, we got Private, we got Vikings.
Embracing diversity, that's what it is, Seamus. Part of Baffers.
Solidarity, northern solidarity in the north.
So we've got a question. What happened on the second touchdown? It was a run up the middle from about 5 yards out, Sam. It was it still 34, I believe?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
still
so it's 2 touchdowns for 34. Hafiz, I believe it was.
I would say they're missing him, but the run game doesn't seem to have slowed down all
19,
that much.
19.
They're still leaning on 19 just as much as they were on 34.
He's had a few good runs, and he's had a few of them shuttle passes. He ended up dropping that one, but no harm, no foul, because he got 3 points on the field goal.
It's just out of his reach.
It was also forward.
And kicking it was, if they had called that a fumble, kicking it was definitely the right
I can't
move
lie, Man United might have to get him on the books, because it was a good strike of the ball.
And it's a run up the middle and smothered after a gain of maybe 1. Team talk from the Vikings defense there. We'll see what they can move around.
So we've not got, that's the only comment we've got. We've been very, there's lots of censorship going on obviously in the hands of Google. And I think we are nearing the end of the first quarter, which means we are due an ad read soon.
And
I haven't decided which one yet.
so Vikings, 2 men on the right, Matt Wilson on the far left. And snap comes out and he drops back in the pocket for a pass. He throws it deep and he's open. Oh, just overthrown there. It looked like it was going out. He might have been able to snag that if his knees stayed up, but just unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel like Wall's actually had a decent bit of time in the pocket to be able to get those throws downfield.
He did.
There's been issues with timing, maybe issues with it being underthrown, overthrown a few times.
There've definitely been some line breaks from the receivers.
Well,
it's just about capitalising on them a little bit more than they have so far.
It looks like it's going to be a big part of the offense is throwing the ball downfield. I mean, it's going to have to be down 17-0 early on in the game. Danny Crane to punt.
And it's a low snap again. Oh, and he slices it a bit. And it comes down at about the halfway line, maybe a bit before. 44 yard line.
Just in the Vikings territory now.
Okay. Just caught the ball wrong there, Danny Crane. There's no shame in that.
That's the side of the foot, I think. You know,
we've all been there.
It even happens to the immortal.
Danny Crane, the people's leg, all 3 of them. Take your pick, folks.
And Charlie Martin's offense is back out on the field now, and it's been a good day for them so far. Converted on most of their drives.
Lining up trips right. And it is a new running back.
He's having the same effect.
Built more like a power back here. We have Nathan Jukes, which is a brilliant name for a running back, Nathan Jukes.
Yeah, there was no juking there, no. It was very much just north-south, and he got a first down.
He is a load.
Well, good stable of running backs here for the Titans.
Absolutely. Lots of depth on that depth chart.
We have to, 'cause we still are yet to see fees.
And no back so far represents depth as much as Mr. Jukes here, as he takes it again.
Ooh.
And gets brought down after a 4-yard gain.
I believe Rico's helmet made Connor win the shin, which tripped him over. Still, though, that's a good play for Manchester, because early down, getting 3-4 sets up a lot for what you can play call for Martin and his receivers.
Just softening up the defense with some runs, waiting for them to overcommit, and then throwing a pass. It's about as textbook as offenses get, but it seems to be working just fine for the Titans today. And it's a high. Oh, and it's another run. Isn't quite grabbed by 95 and brought down finally after 5 yards dead.
Oh, and we got a flag for unnecessary roughness, I believe.
And we have an injury on the far side.
Yeah, so it's a flag on number 56, I believe. After a whistle, shoving a guy in the ground. It was close to the whistle, so I feel he will feel a bit hard done by when he watches it back. But nonetheless, it's being flagged. Should be 15 yards, which is going to hamper the Titans a bit, because they were going to see 3rd and 2. Now they'll see something a lot longer than that. That is, if we are correct in what we've seen. The flag did come in immediately after that contact.
So, can you see the number of your fella back there? Was it a receiver that went down? Well, you still don't know who's injured over there. Looks maybe like a knee injury.
Yeah.
Oh, they're picking him up.
They're helping him off, which is good to see.
Oh, nope, just up. And there he goes. That is number 5.
One of the wide receivers.
Number 5 being Isaac Woe.
Isaac Waugh. Speaking of the
Isaac
Waugh,
Waugh,
it was the anniversary of VE Day the other day.
Clapped off the pitch there. VE Day? That is a great point.
Yeah.
Great point. Hope everyone loved their long weekends for that. Get up to much trouble?
No, none at all, actually.
None at all? No trouble at all?
No trouble at all. Good
Sure, what's the point of having a bank holiday if trouble isn't a brewing?
But so the Titans are moved back 15 yards, so it's 3rd and 15-ish.
Yeah, third
has it.
Third and about 17, and a big deep pass. He is open, and they catch it, and that is a touchdown. Well, I feel like a complete fucking fool for criticizing his passes so far.
That was
a huge pass to Brad Temple, wide receiver there.
It's easy to panic as well when you're a young quarterback and you drop the ball. He just picked it up and went, that guy's open, I'm going to throw an absolute piss missile down the middle of the field. Now, I think, if I'm honest, he made the catch look a little bit more difficult than it needed to be.
Yeah, the dive over the line felt
probably
excessive.
Just for the cameras, but either way it results in 6 points and now a chance to punch one through from a short distance for Lankowski.
So, for those just joining us, it is currently Titans 23 with a kick for the extra point, which is good. So Titans 24, Vikings 0.
I'd like to point out that the ball boy is a good 40 yards back from the goalpost and it still cleared him.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him running over there. Look how far back that goes. The lad in the high vis there, just jogging in.
Safety first, of course. Has to be visible. We are near an airport in case any planes emergency land in the field behind us.
Because of Danny Crane.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And yeah, we must be getting close to the end of the first quarter.
Well, we'll see how much changes for the remainder of the game. Currently, it seems tough going for the Vikings so far.
Some might be wishing the stream had stayed down.
All men are mortal.
Yeah, we'll check the comments, see if we got any reaction to that pass, because that was quite a play. I certainly played it so far.
That was beautiful. If that man was in black, I'd have lost my fucking mind by now.
Yeah, because all we really missed when the stream went down was a free and out from the Vikings, and we missed a short touchdown run on quite a short drive really from the Titans, but there was nothing like otherworldly
Kick comes
about
out
it.
and it goes dead again. Thriller, absolute thriller.
Who is this QB? I've been told this by multiple people. Can we confirm whether it is Charlie Martin? It is, yeah, number 16, yeah. It's
16,
Charlie Martin.
Martin.
Believe it, UCLan, which is an educational institution somewhere in the UK. I believe coached by, and the head coach is former Manchester Titans quarterback Sam Bloomfield, who is in the stream chat. He asked about a touchdown earlier, but he doesn't play anymore. He's retired, I've been told. So Charlie Martin,
retiring from a league that doesn't pay anyone.
Yeah, well, you could say Charlie Martin is his protege. He coached him at university.
And snap is good. Pass comes out. It goes wide. It is brought down for a gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah. Apparently it is 23. So yeah, I think that's two in the score. So it's 23, but we're penning the extra point, which went through. So now we're at 20. Oh, two people.
Nearly a beautiful catch in the middle there in traffic, but no, just swatted out. Ball goes dead. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, so dropped by Phil Hewitt, but as well, I believe 29 or 28 that is for the Titans. Got his hands on it. It would have been a quick reaction there to pick that off because it only just dropped from the receiver's hands. But I think he will be a bit annoyed with himself having had a bit of a feel of the ball. And it's third down for Aaron Wall. Needs to make something happen here early on, already facing a 24-point deficit.
And we'll see here, teams lining up again. Two on the left. And that is a pick, and he is brought down at about the 20. First pick of the game?
Yeah.
First pick of the game.
Yeah, it's number 25. Pass was intended for, I believe, Theo Hewitt. The guy was always just in phase with him and it sort of just jumped the ball when it hung in the air a little bit. Good job by Theo, actually, I think, to drag him down because he had nothing but green grass in front of him going in the end zone. So at least saves the touchdown for now. Although
quick turn, quick adjustment.
Yeah, the Titans are fancying themselves to score here. I like to think the way it's gone so far.
And they come up, two receivers either side for Manchester, and it's a fumble in the backfield, and he throws the ball away, and it is caught, and he's brought down.
I'm sorry, but that is ridiculous.
A number of things happened in a certain order that made the ball go to number 11.
Now, I'm going to say this, regardless if that gets complete or not, that is frankly insane that he managed to get the ball from there to there.
He clearly just whipped it round to try and just throw the ball out.
He was basically horizontal.
It went to a player.
Yeah.
Lost for words.
That's otherworldly,
box.
Now, what charge are you?
35%.
That's not great.
And it's a run up the middle, and he again brought down by number 11. Having a good game for tackles, or at least big hits.
It's going to go on. It's 85. Does it have a power port's broke? You said.
I'll just hold it, and then
I would do that. Going. Slightly old-fashioned now with a camera because in a battery situation, I would hold the phone as well because it's in the battery situation not the best.
So the shaky camera is going to get even worse, but we are having to hold it.
We're at the mercy of a lack of power outlet.
I cannot tell if this is actually charging or not. Well, we'll find out when the power goes down or up.
It should be. It's on that thing.
So that is the end of the first quarter, and I believe we have an ad read now.
Yes. So if no. Well, you can do it once. We have to get the graphics. So we've got. Where is it? No. So we would like to thank our sponsors for this season. We've got multiple. We're going to go with Howard Snaith's coaches. Okay? The most reliable way to get from A to B in the northeast. Howard Snaith has a variety of coaches, a variety of sizes, a variety of drivers. Sometimes he will drive you somewhere.
Who would not want that?
All of his coaches are equipped with working toilets and stop at lovely places such as Weatherby Services. If you need to get from A to B, Howard will get you there. Okay? Thank you, Howard, for sponsoring the Newcastle Vikings.
Perfect.
There we go. Some of these are new.
Despite being 20... Despite being 20 degrees allegedly today, it is...
It's very windy up in the...
Getting cold in the guard tower.
Yeah.
One goes in motion there, and it's a run up the middle.
Good tackle by Robbie Brumpton.
Makes a few.
I'll be very careful that thing, because it's not magnetised, the charger. Seamus.
I've
put it back a bit.
Snap comes out. It is a pass horizontally, just overthrown though.
I'm just trying to get the cameras to be less shaky.
I would live in a shake because the phone is going to fall, I think. Hold it like that, will be okay. And we'll check to see some comments. Maybe someone thinking of booking a coach for a nice little getaway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Howard Snaith, of course, former Durham Saints, and just about every other educational establishment in the region.
We have 4th and goal, and they're going for it. Pass goes up, and it is overthrown. Not quite picked, but turned over to the Vikings at about their 9-yard line. Vikings offense coming out now. Anything from the comments?
So someone's saying it's not Charlie Mack. We've been told it is, unless it's Marshall. I'm sure it's Mark. Sure it's Mark. Sam Bloomfield is saying Charlie is his child, which could prove for a great episode of Jeremy Kyle. I've always found that those kind of shows are crazy, because imagine getting in the age of 18 and being told you're on television and watching a man doing a backflip because he's not your dad. It must be quite a realisation.
And it's a run up the middle. Seems to run into his own line there, and he's brought down after a couple.
Yeah.
Seems to be a bit of a regular problem, to be honest, with the Vikings run game, just running into the backs of their own blockers.
Yeah,
I see it a lot.
I feel like what happens is in the offensive line, a lot of the time it gets pushed back rather than advancing, which initially means you just have no space to find a hole. And yes, we've got the Vikings quarterback is Aaron Wall, and he has recently transferred from Gateshead. Played quarterback at Gateshead, played quarterback at Sunderland University as well. And he's now a signal caller for the Newcastle Vikings in the absence of the American.
And it is another run, and it's brought dead.
Yeah.
Again, not much here. A slight loss of maybe half a yard.
Yeah, it's been tough for them running the ball all season, really, hasn't it? It's never really got going. But you got to stick with it, I guess. But looking down the barrel of a 24-0 scoreline in the early second quarter, we're going to have to start passing the ball.
I think this team needs an injection of a good old bit of vitamin Pete. Get Peter Kennedy more attempts on this ball. You look into Peter Kennedy's eyes. Oh, and he drops it back and he throws it.
Oh.
It is big. It goes to Matt Wilson, but it is overthrown, and a really late hit there.
We've got a flag on 28. The thing is,
so
right,
unnecessary.
The thing is, really, he hasn't really hit him very hard. I think it's more the flag has been drawn because he's went into the medical equipment after a little shove. It didn't really need to happen, but
Oh, like you're up points.
Yeah.
The pass has already happened, and you give someone a shove out of ego or something.
I can't lie. In the heat of the moment, I would have possibly done the same thing. So I can't. It's tough. It's a split-second decision. I think he has been hard done by. If not, them bags of bandages and
He shoved him after the play. It's a late hit. Like,
what happens if he caught it? You know what I mean? You've got to always. What happened if the pitch was 5 yards wider and he caught it and he was still running bounds? But yeah. And anyway, it looks like it is going to be 15 yards from there. But even then, quite a ways to go for the Vikings offense.
And Vikings lining back up. Matt Wilson again on his lonesome.
Yeah, we've got a comment from Simon Jones who's asking if it's time to declare. I don't think he knows which sport we're playing. Because this isn't cricket where one team just goes on offence for ages and declares when they feel like it. This is back and forth. And that's a tackle for loss.
Absolutely hammered him there.
Yeah.
That is number 18 for the Titans. Abdul Madugu, the linebacker.
Yeah, that was a bit like watching like a train ram through like a deer that's found its way out on the tracks. No one really likes to see it, and it causes a big impact. So it's going to be 2nd down and 11 for the Vikings. Still in a very similar formation with a tight end, so trips.
And he does not manage to
overshot.
find Matt Wilson again. Overthrown once more.
Just maybe a yard and a half ahead of where it needed to be.
Boris Gavin, notably missing from this Manchester Titans defense at the moment. No, not a number 55 to be seen. The coward. You can see him over there.
Actually, in the report, he's actually already bitten someone's ankles off.
Look
so
at that.
He's on the sideline munching.
He also bit down a couple trees in the car park as well. The man's bone structure is phenomenal.
Part-time oral lumberjack.
I have no idea what degree he got from Durham. Maybe he just showed up one day and they let him play. And incomplete pass.
25 almost got on again.
Number 82 calling for a PI, putting his arms out, but I think that was clean.
I believe for PI you need contact, and he didn't appear to be any there. So no flag is thrown, and 2 returners back from the Titans. Unsure who they are. We got number 14, and we've got number 10.
Number 10 and number 14 being... I need to stop closing this. Sam Penfold and Charlie Escott, respectively.
We've got Charlie Escott slightly advanced, probably more of a blocker, and we've got Penfold hoping to take it back to the house.
Snap comes out, it's a good snap, and the kick comes out to about the halfway, and it bounces. It's a pretty good bounce, and they're going to have a go. He steps one man,
dear.
and he's still going, and he's eventually brought down at the Titans 38.
Yeah, it's a good job, Matt, because so often when the ball bounces, everyone just assumes no one's going to field it. He recognised, I've got so much space here, I can take this and then have a go. Took it outside, it was a nice...
Beautiful little stutter there to beat your man on the first
one.
one.
A bit of contain, really, from the first guy. He was sort of far too inside, but...
Pushed him
allowed
wide.
him outside.
Found more traffic eventually.
Yeah, so Titans take over. It's Charlie Martin again. Flanked by number 19, the Debo.
And the snap comes out, and it is a pass to the left. He finds his man, and he still goes for a first down.
Yeah,
Nope, not quite a first down. 9 yards.
Yeah, I think they must have really stepped out. But that's just...
For once.
It's just a high-functioning offence at the moment, this Titans one, and they sort of rolled on all cylinders. I think probably it's a bit of a response to losing the other week against Coventry. Haven't lost in the regular season very many times over the past few years. Did have a close-ish game here last year between the two teams. Then away, a bit more of a blowout.
And 11 goals in motion. He's having a cracking game so far as they run up the middle, and he breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and he's going, and he gets brought down in the corner by number 18.
I mean, that initial part of that play was biblical because the offensive line just parted the D-line like the Red Sea.
They were drawn in by 11 moving and just...
And then Adebo drove Noah's Ark right in the middle, bounced it outside, and then was tackled by Bishop, who's a defensive end who travelled quite far on that play.
And then good night, Irene. So now lining up, about 12 yards to go.
It is charging.
First down.
Bit of motion in the backfield.
And we're back to Mr. Jukes now. Is running back. Is that a delay of play?
I think they're going to say a false start. I think Robbie Brumpton advanced up as if he was faking a blitz and caused a little bit of a shiver from one of the Titans O-linemen. Shivering on such a warm day. And yeah, it is 5 yards back. So first and 15.
So slightly further way to go, but with the leg on the sideline, the Titans have not much pressure applied so far. Pass goes out to the right, and he's brought down into the sideline by number
23, Matt
23.
Yeah, I mean, it was a well throw. Like the timing on the screen was good. It's just it was 3 Vikings over there pretty much immediately.
Just ready to swallow him there.
Yeah, he was gonna have to make at least one miss quite quickly. Temple was. Didn't manage it, but still, it's positive yards. Second and about 12-ish, 13 maybe.
I'm just trying to think, in my life, if I ever saw Boris Gavin in a lecture hall, and even in my imagination, I just can't picture it.
Rumbling through the middle.
And there it is, breaking a number of tackles to run that up the middle. And that is another touchdown for the Titans, bringing us to 30-0.
Pending the extra point for an extra 1.
And that is Mr. Jukes.
Yeah, there wasn't much speed involved on that run, but
just rumbling, absolute rumbling
stop
up the middle.
Once he got to that low speed.
But you know what they say about momentum? Half of it's mass. And lining up for the kick here, not fancying their chances at the 2.
Yeah, well, I think at this point, it'll just kick extra points when available.
Kick is good.
And it's over the trees into the car park.
To the surprise of nobody.
Yeah. It should almost, really, with the fact you've got massive field behind that goalpost,
and the journey this lad is going on to retrieve these balls. Yeah. Honestly, MVP of the grounds team today is the ball boy.
Gentleman's agreement where they all just kick everything down there. You know what I mean? If both teams are doing it, it's fair. Save that ball boy hopping that fence relentlessly and risking trespassing.
And they have found the ball. Mind your hands for splinters there, ball boy.
Or tetanus.
Yeah.
Also a nasty beast.
Or people who live in the Kenton Premier Inn, to be honest.
Yeah. The Titans are going to kick off again. There hasn't been much in the return game. There's been a lot of touchbacks, but that might be a bit difficult for Lankowski here because he is kicking into quite a strong breeze. I'm sure he'll face the challenge and try and hit the moon on the Premier Inn logo.
Oh, lining up for the kick. Oh God, he's going to kick it dead again. Well, we'll see if he doesn't kick it dead this time. And he goes, he wallops it, and it is gone. And a bit of a scuffle in the middle here, but it is wrapped up by the refs.
Just looked like a bit of blocking, like maybe lasted a second or so longer.
Tempers will always flare.
Well, that's an impressive kick, that, considering the wind is blowing in the face of the kickoff unit there. Very impressive. Results in the touchback, so they're at the 20.
Once more.
Yeah, been a lot of that. I don't think we've had a return kick. Yeah.
They seem to be at the 25 here.
Is it 25?
They're on the Vikings 25, yeah.
Never mind, it must be in a 25. It's different rules, different places. Yeah.
And pass comes out sideways and beats.
Oh, he goes back.
Oh man, gets his ankle grabbed there and tackled for a loss of 1 or 2. Again, sorry for the shaky camera, folks.
We've got two extremes of comments here. We've got Francesco Holmes saying the Vikings have always been a second half team, not sweating.
The president of DU's favourite society, Francesco Holmes.
Quite a deficit at the moment, but I mean, obviously you've got to look at it positively. And then we've also got someone saying time for the Vikings to accept relegation, which the Vikings are currently 1-1 on the year. So I wouldn't quite say it's Merseyside Nighthawks level. I think that's a bit of an overreaction. Plenty
Time
of time
for
to play.
going 1-1 and saying, we'll get relegated. It's a bit of a quitter's attitude, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah, but and remember, this is a Titans team, like, minus the retirement of their pensioner of a quarterback, is still very strong and did win 2 straight Brit Bowls. Can't remember what happened last year. I don't think they did make the final actually last year. I think they were knocked out in the semis, but still, they are sort of a perennial playoff team. So, like, realistically, it'd be a bit of an overreaction to say, oh, you've lost. And then obviously Coventry actually beat Manchester.
Yeah.
So 2 losses, if this one stays as it is, to strong opposition is...
Jobs back, rolls out, makes the pass.
Oh no.
It is not picked. An incomplete pick.
Yeah.
Pass was too low, too flat. And that is 4th and 12, so they are bringing out the kicker, Danny Crane.
Yeah, for another punt. The snaps have got progressively more towards his waist area, which he'll appreciate. The first one, he had a lot of work to do, and he managed to get it off. But you never really want your punter scrambling and kicking one sideways like a goalkeeper, as there's people chasing him down at great speed.
Great long snap there, and he wellies it.
Oh, it's going to take a nice bounce now as well. A really
goes,
nice
goes, and it goes at about the 15.
Yeah, between the 15 and 20 somewhere. Very good job.
Oh, it goes out at the 14, we're saying.
Ooh.
Very
nice spot for the referee. Must have got...
And take that, sir.
Danny's next badminton match.
We unfortunately do not have a list of the officials to read out this game.
That's Liam, I believe.
Otherwise, I would take significant joy.
I've seen a copious amounts of sun cream and a ginger hair.
All of the referees today are probably, again, provided by BAFRA.
Yes, they are. And you can become a referee at BAFRA.somethingdomain.com/info. .org.uk, maybe .co.uk. Please don't blindly enter credit card information into any of those sites in case they are ran by Somali pirates. But you can become a referee.
The Somali Pirates being a Div 2 team.
Yeah, you get paid, and obviously
it's a run. Experience. He slips 1, 2, 3, and it looks like he is absolutely out of there. Oh, bad tumble at the end there, and he's gone.
Now, that 26 now made a good effort chasing down from the backside. I think he might have dove a little bit early because for a period of time it looked like he was going quicker than the running back. But
that is a tough one to swallow. Points like that.
So that's going to be a touchdown, a long one at that. Rough day in the office so far for the Vikings.
We have Danny Crane and Matthew Wilson's girlfriend having a conversation down there. She is unfortunately stood on this side of the pitch, so we cannot zoom in on her face like Taylor Swift as promised in the Coventry game.
I've been ready to go with that. I was thinking that could go wrong.
And the kick is good.
Yeah, get on your bike, ball boy. Go and get that one. Yep. Oh, he hops the fence because one of the slats has been removed. He is now sat on the fence like Keir Starmer.
And there he goes.
And then he goes in the car park to retrieve the ball.
You're one of these. Enough is never enough with politics. He'll do everything in the next 4 years he has to do this job, and you'll still vote
obviously
for him.
announcing that trade deal during the week. 0% import tariff on tools, which will make his dad very proud.
My father was a toy maker. Yeah, and his toy was called the Bank of England. He was not a toy maker. As a civil servant, I must remain politically neutral. So, my stance on this is give the fucker a chance.
It was about coming up on almost a year, I think, since the last election, wasn't it? Obviously, local elections recently. Not up here, I think there's only a few up here.
County Durham going reform way. Bit of a shock to all the students and not many people else. But still, no matter where you lie on that, the score currently lies 38-0 to the Titans. Kick comes up, goes high, is blowing back.
No, it's not.
Wakey.
Marfisi on the ball.
Gets it, breaks one tackle, but goes straight into traffic in the middle. And he's brought down at about the Vikings 16.
Yeah, Jonathan Marfisi joined the Newcastle Raiders from Minnesota State Mankato as a Division 2 collegiate sprinter, now playing for the Vikings in the summer.
One of these days we're going to get a lad from Albuquerque, Wales, and people are going to lose their minds.
Yeah. So Aaron Wall leads them back out again, motioning.
Ball goes out, it's a run.
Not much space at all.
Straight into traffic.
Whistle goes, not much opportunity for forward progress, so it's the right call.
Infield fly. Shouldn't be much longer in the half now.
So we're getting some criticism from various members in the local university teams asking us to lock in and focus. And the Vikings have just conceded a 90-yard rushing touchdown. Why are we zooming in on Matt Wilson's girlfriend?
Hey, you're a sexist, man. You hate women, that's why.
Well, when it's in between plays, the camera goes when the camera goes. Last year, it was a dog at half-time that was being a very good boy. So he got a 10-minute cameo.
Look, what you get with these streams, you don't just get the game.
Oh,
you get a view into life at the Druids Park arena.
As the metro goes by from Cannon Tower, there are ticket inspectors on board, so be careful if you are using the Tyneway metro service.
What was the Newcastle score?
Newcastle Football Club, I believe 2-0.
Chelsea 2-0.
I believe 2-0. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Tenali scored one, and someone scored another one. More than likely. Tends to be how.
Rumour has it is he loves Moretti.
Loves Ladbrokes as well.
And that was a run just then for about a gain of 1. And we're lining back up again. 82 goes in motion. And the snap comes out. Snap is good. Drops back for the pass. Puts it up. And it is incomplete. Incomplete.
Oh yeah, it is incomplete. Now, this will be a one where the Vikings sidelines may be feeling it's a bit hard done by, but with his back turned and they can't really see, we had a good view. He had it, I believe, as he landed, it was moving a bit and then it dislodged.
It did look like...
it was an athletic play, though.
It did look like the
ladder
Titans.
for it. The ball was sort of just thrown down there as like a bride does at a wedding for all the single ladies. And number 13 did come out on top, but then fumbled it. And he's now down injured, maybe just a bit winded after the landing. Two members of the medical team and coaching staff
running out.
Yeah, just checking out. He does seem to be winded. We also got we also got the Vikings medic just standing there with his hands in his pockets waiting to see if he's needed. Man in a hoodie now makes his way on the field in shorts as well.
Are those jorts or cargo shorts?
I'm not sure. And he has got some neon sort of...
He's got like a vodka bottle in the back.
Yeah.
That's a big pocket.
Yeah. Arms swaying side to side as he walks away.
He's got a swagger to him.
Yeah. 13's off of under his own steam. which is good to see. And we're back to a punt with a punt return formation from the Titans. 14 dancing about on the field, waiting to lead block for number 10 Penfold. And Danny Crane back to return. Not to return, that would be crazy. It's a punt. Not
And it's a bad snap. And he punts it, goes out.
How on earth has he done that?
And it goes to number 10, who breaks one man and gets brought down at the 50. That is a beautiful tackle.
Victor Glass wraps himself around his ankles like he's an ankle tag monitor.
Bit of head contact, but stuck through the tackle, did not get bounced off, and makes a beautiful one there.
Yeah.
So we have the Titans from the 50.
Yeah.
So, tactically,
Yes.
what changes can the Vikings be make? Their passing plays seem to be, obviously, you know, very basic. Running, less risk, less reward. Passes, higher risk, higher reward.
I think it's tough. I think, to be fair, Wall's had quite a bit of time in the pocket. It's just it's either been coverage on receivers or maybe the ball just being a few drops. I think they got to stay with throwing the ball in a deficit and try and get some confidence and just see when they end up at the end of the game.
Brought straight down.
Yeah, but
for a loss of 3.
Well, yes, we've got a few Vikings in the top 4 or 5 in their position in terms of certain stats. We've got Enrique, who has 2 sacks on the year and is, I believe, 4th. Victor Quass, who spent the first, I believe, 16 years of his life in Wakefield, a sentence murderers get less of.
I'm so
has
sorry.
More interceptions than many people. He has 2. Almost caught the volley earlier, but it was blown dead.
Danny Crane. It's over the back.
And
And goes down at the 20. So that is 3rd and 25, 23.
It's a good job by the back there. Just we'll just dive in it. We're going to avert any risk. We don't want to concede first points of the day on something like that. We'll go again at 3rd down. If worst case scenario, we bring out the punter. You know what I mean? But bearing in mind, from this position last time in a single play, we did go 80 yards. So it's not quite sit back and relax time for the Vikings defense. It's got to be very alert because this Titans offense is explosive.
Snap comes out. It is a pass.
Oh dear. Oh, it's a bit inside.
Oh, bit inside.
Slight 2 on the pocket from Victor, who does a seatbelt celebration, 38-0 down, which is slightly questionable. However,
Life is about those small joys at the end of the day.
That'll be going on the football Instagram account, I know that for sure. I think actually now what's probably happened is the ball was probably going to be on target and the wind has blown it slightly in, because the wind is coming slightly across from the Premier in over in our direction.
It does feel like the wind has changed direction a couple times since the beginning of it. Absolutely no protection for the
reverberation
counter.
from the Danny Crane and Lankowski field goals. It's causing
Absolutely,
atmospheric change.
Causing pressure waves. 21 drops back.
Good
The
stuff.
punt comes through. Very high one. Being caught by the wind there and comes down. Aww.
Oh, Marfisi is really close to the ball for no real reason. We've went over this 100 times this year at the Raiders. We do not need to go near the ball when we're returning it and it's rolling about. They don't listen. It's caused many a heart attack.
Seems to be some criticism for not running with it. That was the punt got caught by the wind there, but just seemed to bounce the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, so Wall's back on, the ball being downed by one of the Titans players after Marfisi played a game of chicken. And we'll see what we can get here. I think you've got to keep going through in the air because it's an issue of timing, not an issue of protection. And normally it is the offensive line that prevents your passing here, but they've done a decent enough job to get it going here today, I think.
And he drops back, pass comes out, and it is caught by Peter Kennedy! Peter Kennedy! Ooh, baby! What did I say? Bit of impedity right there. Best Kennedy to do with America ever.
You have to watch out for any snipers. We are in the vantage point of the sniper tower, and can confirm unless Dave's came up with some sort of rifle.
Nothing bad has ever happened to Peter Kennedy. specifically.
Does need to make sure he has a roof on his car now. So we've got a few people laughing at the seatbelt celebration down 38. We did call it out. We are an impartial stream. We do. It is a little windy. Cameraman is shaking from the Newcastle beating. Nope, it's because we don't have a tripod because we need to charge it. Keir Starmer reference wasn't on the bingo card. Well, should have been more alert when creating your bingo card.
Knock knock. Politics is coming.
Yeah, the only other thing we've really got is about isn't a camera on one of those inflatable things they have outside garages. That is a good one. That has made me chuckle. And then does New American quarterback from Durham not want to play? He's on holiday, I believe, at the moment. He's back for the next couple of games. Potentially, we'll see. But as a student, you got to do what you got to do. So it's Aaron Wall at quarterback. And that's all that matters for now.
It's a pass.
Whoa, was that
smothered?
Again?
It was Matt Wilson. I think we might be good to get this on the. Again now. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so we're back on a tripod.
And you'll probably notice it will probably shake just as much as me holding it. And I'd love to see some of the neurosurgeons we have in the chat so far.
Yeah. You get the cameraman some beta blockers.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's what the darts players use. Alongside copious amounts of Madry.
Huh. The more you know. I cannot believe Peter Kennedy is not getting the ball again, and a good run for 3.5 or 4.
Yeah, Wall uses athleticism, gets about 4 or 5. Wanted to go deep, took quite a great drop, but positive yards on first down. Every offensive coordinator in the world, I say the universe would take that. And they see second down and about 6, maybe 6.5.
They are calling it 3. There you go.
There we go, yeah, 3-yard run. See what happens here.
Ball snap comes out and the pass is wide. And that is picked.
It's number 24.
It is dinked and picked by number 24 the whole way. So that is a touchdown for Calvin Collins, the DB.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's the name of the underwear you buy in Turkey from that market.
Fran, I'm sorry. It was I am now threatened with violence to say Francesco is not affiliated with Durham BDSM Society in any way. Please don't hurt me, Fran.
So you didn't name what society is. He's actually, by requesting that retraction, harmed his case there.
He will beat the allegations one day.
Yeah.
He will beat it.
Yeah, so
with a whip and chains. He will beat those allegations.
So,
and kick is good. 45-0 Titans. Newcastle Cucullins, the Gaelic football team, having a stronger season so far.
We've got a comment here about Matt Wilson playing quarterback maybe.
Need Matt Wilson back at QB. Well, you heard it here first, lads. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Calls for Matt Wilson, our domineering hero.
Yeah, from Hugh.
With his girlfriend just over there. Just over there. We'll not zoom in on her again.
Yeah,
as I was flashed a dirty look. But no, calls for the man to the plan. and sunburn on his hands. Matt Wilson back in the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Longest half of American football I've personally
Yeah,
ever
you
seen.
think that they must have stopped when the stream went off. They must have, as a courtesy, because this is crazy.
Pause the clock, yeah.
This is crazy. I mean, there's been a lot of stoppages, obviously, with the scores, and that stops the clock. And there's been quite a few incomplete passes in the first half. So that's obviously...
Ball comes out, they're catching it and taking it for a return.
Marfisi.
A much better swap over this time than in the Coventry game. You remember that fumble.
Yeah, went on the ground. It was very poor.
And seemed to get a few extra yards out of that one.
Yeah.
The Vikings offense coming back onto the pitch.
Yeah. Comments are all just sort of centering around the quarterback situation. There's a mute topic, in my opinion. Talk about something more creative than that. There's so much material here. We've got a Premier Inn. There's an airport near us. The goalposts are protected by some regalia. It looks like this the Ghanaian flag. Oh, it's pitched out. Tackled. By number 4, I believe. 18 in the area.
I'm going to check how expensive that Premier Inn is for a night.
You'd be surprised because it's next to the airport, so...
Yeah, but it's not the one in the airport, you know.
No, but it's just a short ride on the metro.
Premier Inn, Newcastle Airport South Hotel, availability tonight for £59 if you go through the official site. Free Wi-Fi and £59 per night. So if we then stretch that to a week... 77 per night, but still, stay one extra night for 73. For 2 people though, so split 2 ways, you're looking at about 27 quid to stay in that Premier Inn 2 nights.
So I'm barking on the field now.
Just gotta love the intensity the teams play.
Oh dear.
Fumble down and recovered by Vikings, it looks like.
That's very fortunate because when you get a fumble in the backfield, it's only really the running back and the quarterback that are facing the correct way to get it.
Oh, see, dripping with sweat.
Yeah, on the sun cream.
On the sun cream and the nerves.
On the Viking team.
Danny Crane, Matt Wilson, the kicker, and one of their wide receivers, both not built for this weather. I'm just happy about the roof on this place. The hottest it has ever been in Ireland, outside, at least where I'm from in Ireland, is 31 degrees.
Wow.
31, that's it. So if it gets any hotter than that, for medical reasons, I won't be commentating. Ball comes out, pitched wide, caught, and brought down for no gain. Well, a gain of about 4.
That's an original line of scrimmage, but
basically no close.
Fourth down. Out comes a punt unit. Danny Crane, protected personally by Rico. Recently announced as a new head coach.
By Rico?
Yeah, recently announced
Heard
as
it
a
here
new
first,
head
lads.
coach of the Newcastle Raiders. So congratulations to Rico.
Congratulations, Rico. Good luck getting all that drug money and smugglers.
So yeah, we'll get this punt, and I don't think we've had a 2-minute warning yet, but that must be nearly a
We haven't even had the warning yet.
I don't think so, unless I've missed it. It's
Novelty clocks.
It's because
of
it's
these
been such
referees.
stop-start. There's been so many incomplete passes.
Oh yeah, that'll be.
And so many, obviously, untimed downs, because whenever the Titans rumble in the end zone, the clock stops. But obviously it takes a bit of time for them to come out for the extra point, get the ball from the metro station after Lankowski's booted it there, and then come out for the kickoff.
Snap comes up, punt goes
Oh,
up.
it goes
He's
very
absolutely
sideways.
crossed it there,
Coming out
making
towards us.
about 20 yards up to the just shy of the halfway line, 6 yards shy of the halfway line.
Yeah, he didn't quite get a hold. That's the second one that came off the outside of the foot, maybe misdirected a little bit. But
we have the owner of the camera and tech god here with us in the commentary booth. How do you think it's going so far?
Yeah, I mean it's obviously tough. I feel like the offence is getting a bit more luck than we did sort of against Coventry. We're sort of at least getting something going.
So it's all the defence's fault, is what you're saying.
No, but it's
bold statements.
It's a very young squad, a lot of rookies as well. So and it's a long season. So
big improvement drive, and that is a beautiful pass up the middle, and that is another touchdown. So a bit of a late tackle, but it doesn't look like anything's coming from it.
no, I don't think so.
So that's another 6.
Yeah, that is something I would say though, compared to the Coventry game, where the offence struggled as well. Despite the fact we've not had any offensive points from the Vikings, well, any points from the Vikings, through the air, I think it's looked promising in terms of the time in the pocket from the O-line. I think Aaron's actually made some good decisions with the ball. It's just there's been mistakes dropping the ball. I think there's been a couple of maybe miscommunications of where people are meant to be. And I think realistically the Titans are a very good outfit. And
kicking is good.
It's always going to be tough to move the ball, and I think it's tough. It's a learning curve, as Dave said. There's a lot of players that are either new to the sport or new to the Vikings, so it's learning a different process, learning a new system.
We had a big recruitment drive pretty recently looking for any students wanting to come to a club level, and it's definitely padded up the trainings a lot. Training's looking very, very healthy, very populated.
Yeah, we've got way more numbers than we did last year in terms of depth. But there is, of course, a lot of rookies, a lot of new people, so it might take a little bit of time. But
if they stick around,
some team, and they will.
Yeah, it's a similar issue we had at Newcastle this year. We had probably about 60% freshers. So it's like in the long run, you see a really good improvement in the club. But obviously, starting off, anyone new to any sport is going to struggle. Apart from Danny Crane, who made a transition from badminton perfectly into ball striker.
60% of the team freshers, and they retreated no differently.
No
differently to anyone else.
There's no discrimination in football.
None at all.
You can be 18 playing your first year out of ball, and there'll be some 40-year-old bloke who he's really angry after a week of work on the bin wagons, and he just goes through you.
And the kick comes out, and it is another pretty flat one.
I won't able to take it because it's quite high.
And he switches the side, he breaks one and gets brought down at the 8.
He does a good job after actually recovering the ball, but yeah, we got a
tough stuff catching the ball with this wind, with that spin.
It's tough because
tough one to keep track of.
Now it looked like he was going out for a touchback, but then the wind has picked up and blown it back in a bit.
No doubt about it. He absolutely walloped that to get it that far in this wind.
It appears like Lenkowski is attempting to kick touchbacks because that's what most of it's been. But I mean, that's a better result for the Titans because the touchback would have been a 25, and here we're inside.
Yeah, this is not max.
If we go back to just holding it. Run comes up and is smothered. And he's a couple lads are down, so we're just gonna pan away.
Yeah.
So we have, I think that's Kieran Reid down, running back.
Yeah, and again we've had a couple of stoppages for the injuries, and not as many as in the Coventry game. I think we had a few more in the Coventry game, especially in the first half. But that's also slowing us down a bit, and medical staff are out on the field attending, and both teams huddle in the interim.
Well, I'll tell you, boy, hit like that, anyone will be on the ground after that.
Yeah, I mean,
That looks like Daniel Wood.
Is it Daniel Wood? Trying to find Kieran on the sideline, but
Yeah, we've got from the commentator here, craziness Manchester side isn't even that good. I mean, the scoreline would suggest otherwise. Remember, Manchester actually lost to Coventry, who Newcastle played in a pretty close game. So I don't know if it's in the case of Manchester maybe had a few key players missing the other week. I wasn't at the game. I don't care enough to go and watch. But yeah, so I don't know what the situation is, but maybe it's just a learning curve. Obviously, it's a new quarterback from last year. Maybe just get a couple another week or two since learning the system. But I think to say like that Manchester side is not very good is a bit of a disservice, and he's outright wrong, really.
yeah, I agree. It's early in the season. You can't make him claims like that. But it is halftime, even after a hit like that. So we're just going to charge the camera up a bit, and we'll see you guys for the second half. On a new stream, by the way. We're getting a new stream for the second half after this charges. So we're ending this one now.